All right, gorgeous Georgian goes delivering yet another MMA superstar headed your way. This is Brandon Moreno, UFC flyweight, one of the top flyweights in the world. He's got a nice winning streak going. He's beating some top guys, and man, Brandon, I am so happy for this triumphant return to the UFC. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm excited, for this new era in my career. So thank you guys for your time.
Did you in any way take it personal when you got cut? Because let me tell you something, I did. When I heard that you got cut, I was like, what? I didn't like it at all because you're young. You're from a fighting country that has so much history. I saw a lot of raw potential, and I couldn't understand it. But at the same time, you went to LFA, you won a title, and you come back better. So you tell me how you felt about the cut and how the return.
I mean, just my business. I'm take all personal, So when I knew about the release from the UFC, was a hard moment for me because in that time I started to feel a different kind of like feelings about my career. I lost against Sergio Perez, I lost against Pantoja, and I'm starting to feel really bad with my career. And then UFC released me, go to LFA, but it's part of the life. It's a roller coaster, I think, and I feel amazing right now. I think it's part of the experience. Right now, it's amazing. My new era in the UFC. 3 wins. I mean, 2 and 1 draw, but I feel amazing, and I'm so happy. And I know it's not personal from the UFC. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah, and those are two big names because Kai Kara France was, I mean, really, really going up. And of course, Jussier Formiga has been doing well for a long time. So not only were they 2 wins, they were 2 massive wins. But so when you did get cut, I guess, did it at least make you hungry? Is that making you hungry and having a chip on your shoulder? That you think that helped you to get better?
Yeah, I mean, one moment, sorry. I mean, I think that kind of moment is amazing a professional athlete like me because I start to be more strong. My mindset right now is always go for everything. Like try to kill the guy in in the octagon with me, and you know the just the moment is part of my career, and I, it's just experience.
Do you think you need to take another fight, or are you in the position to maybe fight the winner of Benavidez and Figueiredo?
I mean, not really. I think I'm ready for the fight for the title. I know the rematch between Figueiredo and Joe is in July 18th, I think. So I'll be ready for the time. So I need to wait for that rematch, and Pantoja and Askarov will fight in the same car. So actually, right now I'm like in a little camp, and I'll be ready if something happens in that fight. Figueiredo doesn't make weight the last time, so I'll be ready. Actually, right now I'm in a camp.
Joseph was your coach on the Ultimate Fighter, and I think he even became a little bit of a mentor, or big brother. I'm not sure what your relationship was much past the Ultimate Fighter. But did you guys ever talk about it on the show? Like maybe one day, you guys even cross that, or
Man, not really. We never talk about that, but I mean, I know Joe knew that is a possibility in the future. I mean, right now I'm in the number 3 in the rankings, and Joe maybe can be the next champion. So he knows, and I know we can fight to each other, and it's fine. It's part of our job. But I mean, I hope my relationship with Joe is never, no change after that. If, even if he win or I win in a possible fight each other, I think we can still be really good friends. Joe for me is like a, I mean, like a real mentor. It's a really important part of my development, like a professional fighter. S- it's a sad moment in my career, but I love Joe, and I know it can be an amazing fight. So I'm just waiting for the result between them. So I mean, it's hard, but it is what it is.
Now you're basically in the uncomfortable position of you're going to cheer
Yeah.
for your friend against Figueredo, but at the same time you might be the next one that has to face them. So is that how is that for you? You know, I mean, does that mess with you, or you think professional put things aside and just go to work?
No, I mean, I need to be professional in every single moment because I have family. I have two daughters. I have my wife, and a new daughter is coming. So I need to be really professional. But yeah, this position is really uncomfortable just for my relationship with Joe. I mean, I don't have any relation with Figueiredo. I can fight against him tomorrow if it's necessary. But my relation with Joe is really special for me. I love Joe. I love his. I love him like a human being. His mindset. I love it. So it's a uncomfortable position, but I need to be professional.
You're only 26 years of age. You know
I'm a
how?
baby,
Yeah, an assassin baby.
assassin baby.
And do you feel like you're even at 50% of your potential or 75%? Because you're gonna get obviously a little bit bigger and stronger, and then the mental side's even gonna and the experience is gonna all come together. You know, they say sometimes late 20s, early 30s, but how close do you think you are at your peak?
I mean, after my release from the company, from the UFC, I think I evolved too much in my skills. But yeah, I have 26 years old. A lot of different fighters say like 30s, mm, be- between 30 and 33, 35, you start to feel all your potential. I mean, right now I feel amazing. I mean, my skills, my abilities, I feel more strong. I feel stronger, faster than sorry, like I feel amazing. But I think I can evolve a little bit more. 28, 29, and when I will have 30 years old, I think in that moment I can be on the best guy in the planet. I have my life plan, like retire in my career like 32, like Seguro. I love his decision because he he's right now he's one of the best pound for pounds in the mixed martial arts, and he decided retire like 32 years old. It's amazing. That's why guys like BJ Penn doesn't have his name in the list from the best pound for pounds ever, because they he decided to retire really late, too late. But Seguro, I think, was a really good decision. I think will come back again in the future, but I love it.
Brandon, especially where you're from, the boxing trainers are at a very high level. What is
Yeah.
the feeling towards MMA? Have they allowed more MMA guys to come into the boxing gyms? And have the trainers evolved a little bit to where now they understand MMA a little better and they can kind of teach you not just boxing, but boxing for MMA? Have they gotten better at that?
Uh, I I meet a really really good boxing coach here in Tijuana. I mean, Mexico is really famous for his boxing, but in special Tijuana. I'm from Tijuana. Here in Tijuana, we have a lot of really good guys from boxing, like El Terrible Morales, Tony Margarito, Jackie Nava. A lot of really good guys So I meet him here. His name is Drift Cortez, and you know the boxing for MMA. I always say the same. The boxing for MMA and the traditional boxing is really different. You know, in the distance, the rhythm for the boxing for MMA is different. So when I start to train with Drift, and I started to train boxing, I tried to learn a lot from him, but my second job was, uh, you know, combine, mix all my new skills from boxing to the mixed martial arts. So it's amazing. You need to. I love boxing. No, if I think my style right now is boxing with jiu-jitsu and some wrestling. I feel amazing after I meet my coach, my boxing coach. I feel amazing, but it's different. You need to meet a really good boxing coach because because if the guy try to teach you just traditional boxing, I think the rhythm is really different.
How much has COVID-19 affected the training out in Tijuana? How much different is it for you there?
It was really hard. What when I came back from Brazil after my fight against Formiga, all this, a pandemic start to attack my city really, really bad. So I started my quarantine here in Tijuana. Uh, all the gyms closed. Actually, my head coach Raul Arbizu closed the gym for the general public, and it was hard. I'm a complicated guy because for me it's really boring just training in the house, try to make some good exercise in just in my house. Was really hard for me. Right now I have my personal training partners, so I have like a close gym for me, and I think all the real and professional athletes, we live in quarantine every day. I think it's normal for us. Just uh, try to find some good place for training. For training, it was hard, but it is what it is. Right now, I think I think I'm start to feel amazing with my training. I have like 3 or 4 training partners. My head coach, my boxing coach, my conditioning coach, and I'll be ready if UFC needs me for July 18th.
How much better have you gotten as a fighter because of your analyst work? Has that helped you out at all?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think in this sport is complicated because you need to learn you need to learn a lot of different skills. You need to learn jiu-jitsu, you need to learn wrestling, kickboxing or boxing or Muay Thai if you want. So you need to be a really good fan of this sport. Try to learn something different from the different fights in every single weekend. You need to be a really good fan. So when I'm start to watch more fights for my job like analyst, my mindset, my muscle memory start to feel really better. So I think this is really important.
Brandon, just a couple more questions. We are very gracious of your time today, but it's been a while since we
Thank
caught up.
you, guys.
Oh, all right, thank you. How popular are you in Tijuana? The boxers get a lot of love. Have the MMA fighters gotten a little love, and you and more?
No, I mean Mexico loves boxing. It's like a traditional sport here in my country. We need to work a little bit more in mixed martial arts because for here in this year uh, we have people who never knows about mixed martial arts, and that is really hard for us because we try to find like sponsors or something like that, but like the big companies, some big companies never doesn't know about mixed martial arts. So it's hard. Boxing here in Mexico is really is stronger. It's really strong. So we need to work a little bit more. But I think we are in the correct way, because every single year more people knows about the MMA. You know.
What about Tecate? Isn't Tecate in the state of Tijuana, or yeah, I guess in your state or city, where you can just walk there and go, I'm Brandon Moreno. I beat people up for a living, and I would love to represent you.
I mean, Tecate from here is like 40, 40 minutes drive. Is Tijuana, it's like 30 minutes. Rosarito, 40 minutes. Tecate, and like 2.5 hours to Mexicali. So, and you can go and walk to Tecate. Definitely.
Well, but the point was, could you drive to Tecate and maybe make a hit? Because there's a lot of like, I know that an alcohol sponsor would be tremendous. You know, Tecate, and another one would be maybe the tequila. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just an idea that I had.
Yeah, but the big companies have has more interest from like boxing or soccer. Here in Mexico, those two sports are really strong. So uh, I think we are in the correct way. We need time. We need time because uh, the big companies doesn't watch future jet in our sport. But we, I think, I don't know. I need to be champion first.
All right. Last question. You speak very good English. We can obviously have this interview without a translator. So I wanted to ask you, where did you learn it? Is it more school, music, television? It seems to get better and better. And I obviously know that San Diego and Tijuana are close, so obviously there's a proximity thing as well. But where do you think it gets better and better from what?
I mean, I think I'm starting to learn English when I was in New Mexico for developed program from UFC in 2016. So I started to learn there. Then I went to the Ultimate Fighter, and I started to learn more and more. Just the normal life. I went to New Mexico. I went to Arizona. I went to Denver, Colorado, and I started to talk with a lot of people just English. Was too hard at first, but right now I feel comfortable talking with you, for example, guys. And I know sometimes my English is not the best, but I'm trying, and I'm not scared to talk with you. And I think that's important.
Yes, I agree. It's very important, and you're doing very, very good. So I think you're a very marketable fighter in so many ways. You're very exciting, and you're bilingual, and like I say, you represent a country that's rich in history, and not just sports, but especially combat sports.
Man, it's the idea. I know the flyweight division is not the most representing in the UFC, but I think in this new generation with guys like me, like like Askarov, like Pantoja, really good guys, even Kaikara Franks, for example. So we are guys with like a good personality, and we are really good athletes. So I think that's important for the future.
I want to thank you for your time today, man. We really, really appreciate it. It was great catching up with you. And hey, wait for that call. And if it's the winner of Figueredo versus Benavidez, then great. And then obviously, if he can't go in, it sounds like you're ready to step in. So the future is bright for you in 2020.
Yeah, so I mean, all this stuff with the COVID-19, the coronavirus is really hard for the people, but the sports, in special UFC, start to make events again. So this year will be crazy for me, and I'll be ready for that. thanks you guys for your time.
Thank you. Have a nice afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.
Us.